This is your friendly fat reminder to tell you that this right here, actually, it's not called a fupa. This is a belly. And I'm a big bitch who weighs over 300 pounds and I happen to have a big belly. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with being fat.
Welcome back to Ruthless Wisdom, where we don't sugarcoat reality. Today, we're diving into the deep abyss of the fat acceptance movement. Spoiler alert, it's as bad as it sounds. This movement is making a cultural shift that is very dangerous for society. It screams that when you are making choices that are destroying your own health, it's okay, and you should simply absolve yourself of any shame and responsibility. Ever wonder what's really behind the fat acceptance movement? Deep down, they know being overweight can lead to serious health issues. Almost all of the ones pushing for fat acceptance have repeatedly tried and failed to lose weight.
As a fat person on social media, people are always going to judge what I do. I can go to the gym and they say it's fake content. When I walk, they say run. When I run, they say walk. I wear a one-piece, they say I'm hiding my belly. I wear a two-piece, they say I'm showing too much. So let this be a reminder to all the fatties out there to post that content, post whatever the hell you want. Because 9 times out of 10, people are gonna have an issue with it. And to be honest, that's the funny part about social media, because anything that you do as a fat person will gain a reaction. So if you're fat like me and you've always wanted to start TikTok, let this be your lesson to start now.
The anthem of the fat acceptance movement. Just post what you want. Because who needs health when you can have likes? Most fat people that are not part of this movement feel a deep sense of shame, both for their condition and their inability to change it. After enough failed attempts at losing weight, most just give up.
Just blow it in the way.
Look at that pride. Nothing says, "I've given up," like shaking your belly on the internet. Now, in order to absolve themselves of this shame and not deal with it, they then shift the responsibility onto society to accept them as they are. It's easier to demand acceptance from others than to deal with the discomfort and hard work of change.
You know why being overweight is one of the smartest things you could do? Just imagine a zombie apocalypse and there's no food left. Overweight people keep all the food in their belly. Therefore, they would live longer than people who aren't overweight.
I disagree. In a zombie apocalypse, everyone will be running for their lives. Guess who's getting caught first? The ones who struggle to run. Spoiler alert, it's the fat people. On a serious note, not only do they feel no sense of shame, they feel a sense of pride about themselves, celebrating unhealthy lifestyles as if they are badges of honor. They then play the victim and demand that everyone else change their views to make them feel better about themselves, shifting the burden of change onto the world. This is rooted in narcissism, where nothing they do is wrong and everyone else has to change to accommodate them. It's a sense of entitlement.
People ask me if I purchase seats when flying. They say it's not fair to the person who has to sit next to me if I don't. When I tell them I do, they say I'm selfish for taking a seat from another. The fact of the matter is that people can't stand to see fat people happy. So why should we care what they think?
Taking 2 seats, when you have only paid for one, isn't unfair, it's downright inconsiderate. But sure, let's pretend it's about their happiness and not their selfishness. This same influencer, who is well known for asking for special treatment due to her size, had an incident at the airport.
Recently, I had a distressing experience at Chicago O'Hare Airport. As a plus-size ambulatory wheelchair user, I faced a significant challenge when trying to get to baggage claim. The only option was to go through a revolving door. We pressed the button to slow it down for people with disabilities, but as soon as we entered, we got stuck. I'm claustrophobic and began to panic, frantically motioning to the staff for help. They just stared at me, offering no assistance. A passerby noticed our struggle and tried to help, but the airport staff remained unresponsive. This was my second terrible experience at O'Hare during just one trip. The lack of assistance was not only frustrating but dehumanizing, highlighting the necessity for airport staff to treat travelers of all sizes and abilities.
The revolving door of denial. Getting stuck in a revolving door at the airport? That level of humiliation is still not enough for you to change, but instead, You once again blame everyone else for not responding to you in the way that you want. This has led to the creation of new made-up terms like fat phobia, which is a word this community uses often against anyone that aims to promote healthy living and weight management. Why take responsibility when you can just blame society for not accepting you the way you are? They call anyone who criticizes them fatphobic, but fail to see that the majority of the abuse is what they are doing to themselves.
You are losing weight because you want to feel better, be in less pain, be healthier, all of these things, that's fatphobic.
Of course, trying to look better and feel healthier is now a phobia. But what about eating in a way that guarantees weight gain? Isn't that thinphobic? Another brilliant addition to the ever-growing dictionary of denial. Then there's the entitlement that the entire world should adjust to accommodate them, despite the fact that someone else has to bear that cost, and it won't be them.
These are the exact steps that hotels can take to be more size inclusive and accessible for travelers of all sizes. Make elevators and hallways spacious to allow for easy movement of larger individuals and those utilizing mobility devices.
Why should they change when they can just demand the world to bend over backwards? The epitome of entitlement. Now, let's address some of the common arguments we hear from the fat acceptance movement.
Did you know that because you're fat, you're unhealthy?
Hi. Actually, you couldn't be more incorrect.
Hello. If you're fat, you're unhealthy. Fat means unhealthy. Fat equals unhealthy.
Actually, weight is not an indicator of health. There are so many other things to look at to determine whether or not one has health. Side note, health is not a moral obligation. But more on that later.
Doctors tell you to lose weight because it's a basic health solution. Have you ever seen a fat 90-year-old? Exactly. Claiming that being fat is not an indicator of health while visiting a doctor is quite the paradox. And if health isn't a moral obligation, why seek medical advice at all? It's like going to a mechanic and saying car maintenance isn't necessary.
I'll also have you know that when one goes to the doctor for a health issue and is simply met with lose weight, that will be the cure, it is lazy medicine. 95 to 98% of diets fail. They fail for a reason, because they do not work.
This claim that 90 to 95% of diets failing is a common one. Diets fail because you don't stay on them. It is your lack of commitment to stay on the diet that is the failure. Don't blame the diet.
Just be the 2 to 5%. Thanks, I'll pass. I'm done giving my money to the $72 billion a year diet industry. I'm fat and I'm healthy.
So, you don't want to be part of the $72 billion diet industry? Instead, you want to be part of the $575 billion junk food industry. Brilliant choice. Now, let's talk about the delusion that some people have, thinking they are perfectly beautiful regardless of their size. The truth is beauty and attractiveness have a scientific basis. Studies indicate that physical fitness and body composition play crucial roles in overall attractiveness. Science doesn't lie, folks.
Can we agree on this following statement? Some people are more physically attractive than others.
No, I think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I don't agree with that.
Okay, so you think you're a 10?
Yeah. I think I'm gorgeous. I think I'm perfect.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're not
Please,
a 10.
lay it on me.
You're not a 10.
Okay, that's just your opinion.
I'm not going to rate you, but you're not a 10.
Okay, you don't have to rate me, and that's just your opinion.
Well, it is. Listen, look.
You don't like fat bitches?
Well, you took it there.
Wow! You could have just said no.
But science says otherwise. No amount of self-delusion can change the fact that our perceptions of beauty are deeply rooted in biology.
Fat? Yes. Ugly? Absolutely fucking not.
Confident? Sure. Attractive? Let's not kid ourselves. There's a reason why the waist-hip ratio is considered a marker of fertility and health. Some men are indeed attracted to obese women. Preferences vary, but let's not confuse fetish with universal appeal.
You gym rats love to troll in my TikTok comments, saying all kinds of things about bigger women. But guess what? Those same guys are sliding into my Tinder messages every single day. Make it make sense. Society wants to convince you that only one type of body is desirable. But the truth is far more interesting. Many guys, yes, even those hardcore gym enthusiasts, are attracted to bigger women. You can keep projecting your insecurities in my comments, but it won't change the facts.
Sure, some men might be into that, but let's not mistake trolling for genuine desire. It's a fine line between fascination and mockery.
Using mobility aids is a sign of strength and self-care, not weakness or defeat.
Using a mobility scooter as a sign of strength? The irony is palpable. It's not a sign of self-care. It's a sign of surrender. No matter what they do, they want to feel that they are strong and self-caring. But relying on a scooter is hardly a testament to personal strength. This shift has serious implications, prioritizing comfort over health and accountability. Fat influencers are dying young.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I've got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show,
which didn't last long because she died.
And there it is, folks. The tragic but inevitable outcome of prioritizing feelings over facts. They're not just dying young. They're dying for a cause that's killing them. Shame is sometimes a good thing as it teaches you that you need to do something to improve yourself so you can live life to the fullest.
I'm fat, but big deal. I don't feel bad about it. You never made me feel bad about it. And just because there are some people in the world who want me to feel bad about it, doesn't mean I have to.
Knowing you're fat but rejecting any sense of shame isn't empowerment. It's denial. Ward off anyone trying to shame you all you want, but ignoring the problem doesn't make it go away. Shame, in moderation, is a powerful motivator for change. Embrace it, don't dismiss it. But rejection can be a powerful motivator to better your life, as this person shows. Her boyfriend did not want to have sex with her because he said she was too fat. And so she lost 170 pounds in 9 months and now looks amazing. The glorification of being unhealthy is not just bad. It's dangerous for society. By accepting and promoting the fat acceptance movement, we are encouraging behaviors that lead to serious health risks. The term fat phobia has been weaponized to silence valid concerns about health, turning it into a social issue rather than a health crisis. The impact is far-reaching, creating a culture where it's okay to ignore the real consequences of being overweight. Remember, embracing unhealthy lifestyles under the guise of acceptance does more harm than good. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights and tips on mental wellness. And if you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like me to cover, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.